Hi guys, my name is Bella and this is my first YouTube video that's going out there. I've had very many YouTube videos that I filmed before, but I never put them out there because I was a bit scared, a bit shy. I felt like they were not good enough. And I decided, since this is 2022, it's a new year, so I decided to just go out there and do what scares me. And this scared me a lot, but I'm here and I'm very happy. And welcome to my channel. The reason why I did not start YouTube when I wanted to is because I was really scared. But I did have this idea for so long in my head. I knew I wanted to start YouTube. I knew I wanted to share wisdom that I was learning along the way. I knew I wanted to share how I was navigating life and the struggles that were thrown at me. But I was really scared, and now I'm here facing my fears and starting this channel. This channel will talk about self-reflection, growth mindset, finding yourself, and eventually being so confident and so strong in who you are that you make your own decisions and you stick by those decisions. You basically become a person of integrity. And it's something that I'm still trying to do. I have not mastered it. I've just been working hard at it, and I've always wanted to share my progress and things that I find along the way, along with the journey of finding myself. And I wanted to share it with other people because that's how I found myself, because I was listening to a lot of audiobooks, podcasts, YouTube of people who were helping me find myself and become closer to being a better version of me that I wanted to be. And I wanted to be a part of that community that helps other people just like me who are going through identity crisis or who don't really know what their values are or what they want to do in life. And that's why I decided to be a part of this community that helps other people. And yeah, I hope you like the content. Sometimes I'll be uploading content about my life, my personal life, vlogging if necessary, but mostly this is just a channel that aims at growing, finding ourselves, loving ourselves, and being the best version of ourselves. Boss up with Bella.
Perfect.
With regards to starting my channel, Bella Lynn, I wanted to share something with you today. And what I wanted to share was the steps that I took in order to kind of like find myself, find the version of me that I am right now, because I believe finding yourself or knowing yourself is a never-ending process. It's a never-ending learning process because things change, and like the only permanent thing in life is change. And as a human being, we react to change, whether negatively or positively. So there is no permanent version of yourself. There is a version of yourself for that period of time that is necessary for that period of time. So the version of myself that I am right now, that I'm quite comfortable with and proud with in this period of time, is the version that I'd like to share with you guys how I found it, because it wasn't easy. It's never an easy process finding yourself. It's never an easy process being so firm and sure in who you are. And like I said, it's a never-ending process, so it never gets easier because change is so inevitable. And so it's a process that never ends. But in order for me to actually realize any of this, I had to start with self-reflection and doing a lot of inner work. And when I did that, I found out that I was not really being responsible for the choices that I was making and the decisions that I was making. And that is the first step to actually finding yourself and trusting yourself better. It's taking responsibility for your actions, for your choices, and for your decisions. You made the choice, you made the decision, you acted in a certain way, you reacted in a certain way. So the first step is to always take responsibility for them. And when I started taking responsibility for my choices, I realized that the number one person who was getting in the way of me being who I wanted to be, or finding the person that I wanted to be, was this girl right here. It was me. I was the person who was hindering my growth. I was the person who was blocking my progress. I was the person who was in the way of each and everything that I wanted to achieve in finding myself and in doing my self-work. And that was the biggest pill, one of the biggest pills that I had to swallow, realizing that I stopped myself and I didn't trust myself. And that really changed me. When I found out that I was responsible for everything, it changed me because I stepped up and I took responsibility. After taking responsibility, there were some patterns that I realized were not very healthy, but I did keep on doing them. And the first thing was that I asked so many different opinions in order for me to make up my mind. So if I have a certain problem, I would go to my sisters, I'd go to my other groups of friends, I'd go to my mom, I'd go everywhere with a certain problem. And of course, these people are so different, right? They're from different friend groups, they're completely different people, and so they all have different opinions, advice, and solutions about how I should go about a certain problem. And at the end of the day, after going to so many people for advice and their opinions on what I should do, I was always stuck, because what happened was their opinions were conflicting each other, and I had no idea on whose opinion weighed more than the other. I had no idea on whose advice I should follow. So I often ended up being so stuck and ended up doing nothing about solving my problem and just stayed there in misery. I realized that I should not go to too many people for advice. I should sit down and think and spend time with myself and ask myself, what is it that I want to do? What is it that I am going to be okay with the outcome? Whether it's negative or positive, I'm going to take responsibility for that. And like I said, it goes back to taking responsibility for your actions. What is it that I want? And not listen to everybody's advice or opinions. Of course, they mean you well. They're your friends, they're your family, but they're not you. They don't know what it is that you want deep down. So that's something that I had to figure out. Each and every decision that I had to make, however big or small, I decided to sit down with myself and ask myself, how is it that I want to go about this situation? And whether the outcome is negative or positive, I am going to be okay with this outcome because it is my decision and I'm a grown human being and I can take responsibility for my actions. And if it doesn't work out, then that's okay as well. And that made a huge difference, and it saved a lot of time, because imagine having to go to 6 groups of friends with the same problem and repeating the same problem over and over again. That's a lot of time wasted, and also it just amplifies the problem. It makes it bigger. If the problem is this big and you sit in your room and you discuss it with yourself and you come up with a solution and then it's done. But if your problem is this big and you discuss it with 10 people, it just makes the problem this big. It amplifies the problem. So it really does not help you to go about asking so many people. That's something I really love to do, and I had to learn that I have to listen to myself and make up my own decisions. And I love everybody around me, but I had to sit with myself and come up with decisions by myself. And that's something that really helped me. And it doesn't mean that you have to be stuck in one box, and whichever problem you have, you need to lock yourself in a box and find a solution for it. Even if you have one group of friends that you really trust and you confide in, and you believe that they have their best interest for you, stick to that group of friends, and then don't go to other people. Don't go all around. Stick to that group of friends, stick to that one friend, stick to your mom, stick to your dad, stick to one person. That causes less confusion, that causes less confusion. Yeah, and that's something that really helped me in being more confident in myself and in my decisions and in finding myself, definitely. Another pill, and the last pill that I'm gonna talk about today that I had to swallow. My gosh, I'm swallowing so many pills today. Yeah, another pill that I had to swallow is that I'm a huge procrastinator. I am a huge procrastinator, and I am scared. I am a very fearful girl, and I had to understand that and say, you're not going to procrastinate anymore, and you're not going to be scared. This YouTube channel that I have here that I created, it's been in my mind for 2 years, if not more. And I really wanted to put it out there. I really wanted to start, especially during COVID, where everybody was starting. I really wanted to start, but it was my mindset, my fearful mindset that I had, that just said, you can't do it. You can't grow. You can't make it. It's not worth it. Don't even start. I had the art for this YouTube channel done about a year ago, and I still did not upload anything because I had this fear in my head telling me that it was never gonna work, and that YouTube is so saturated and nobody's ever gonna see your video, and just keep it all to yourself. But when this year started, I realized that there should be a change. I have to face what scares me. That's what life is. You face what scares you, and that's the beauty of life. I realized that I need to stop procrastinating because time is the most precious asset and it waits for no one. And I need to also share a gift that I have to the world, the knowledge that I'm attaining. I'm working hard to attain this knowledge. And if I say that what fulfills me or my purpose is to help other people, and then I just sit back with the knowledge that I have or the advice that I have, and I don't help, then I'm not getting fulfilled. I'm not being fulfilled. It's so unfulfilling. So I realized that I have to start and I have to put it out there. And I don't care if 5 people see this video or 5,000 people see this video or even more, that I'm sure one person watching this video is going to listen to what I'm saying and is going to resonate with me and say, hey, I've been there too, or hey, I'm there right now. I should actually face my fears. She's starting a brand new channel in 2022. YouTube is so saturated, but she's getting out there and doing it and trying. And if I can be that motivation and if I can be that hope for someone, then I should do it. I should do it. So I realized that I need to stop procrastinating, and I gotta just get on my feet and do each and everything that I want to do, because you only have one life, and you gotta make it beautiful, and you gotta go to that grave with no regrets. And basically, yeah, that's why I'm here, and that's why I wanted to start this channel, because all these things, all these inner conversations that I had with my head, all this stuff is what I wanted to share, because I believe so many people are going through the same thing. So many people are going through the same thing, and I just wanted to share that with you. And that's for 2022. You know what it is. Yeah, and with that being said, that's the end of my first video. If you were inspired, if you like what I'm putting out there, if you have any advice for me, please leave it in the comment section. If you think there's anything that I can do better, anything that I can learn, anything that I can do worse, wait, no. No, not the worst part. Yeah, anyway, please like, subscribe, and share. And support small YouTube accounts, y'all. Support small YouTube accounts. And I'll see you in my next video, guys. Bye.
Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.